The relocation meeting is one of the most important elements of Coppergate's service delivery. It allows you as the DSC to guide and counsel the assignee through key issues of their initial arrival and their ongoing settlement. If the programme of support you're offering includes this, our aim is to have the meeting completed within 24 to 48 hours of their arrival. Managing this can start within your initial call when you confirm their full-time arrival and arrange the meeting with them. Additionally, the resource of the guide is available online, so you can reassure them that they can have access to the information you're presenting, both in hard copy within the guide and electronically wherever they have internet access.
Hi Liz, we're going to go over your relocation meeting today. I've got your relocation guide. During this meeting, the things that we hope to cover will be Social Security, driver's license, banking, finance, insurance, and then some things on the local area that you might find of interest. Okay, Liz, before we get started actually on the guide, let me just bring this to your attention. This is actually an evaluation form.
Okay.
Now, a week after your services have been completed, we'll send you this by email. My manager actually will review the answers to this form and can share the results with your employer just so they can see the value of our services to you.
Is the employer going to see my answers?
Your employer won't see your specific answers.
Okay.
But Coppergate also uses this not only to monitor my personal performance, but just our services as a whole and make improvements wherever.
Is this mandatory?
It's not mandatory, but we really do appreciate it if you're able to provide us with some kind of feedback.
Okay.
You'll have seen in Sian's video of the relocation meeting that the evaluation is discussed within that meeting. There's a copy of Coppergate's evaluations within each relocation guide, and it gives you a great opportunity to help us get those returned by mentioning them to your assignees at that stage. As a caveat, it is worth noting that not all of the assignees will receive a Coppergate evaluation, but may do so via either their direct company or the relocation management company we're working with. It's worth checking that on each of your cases so that you can advise them accordingly of where that will be received from. Additionally, within the meeting, it's very important to create a buy-in from the assignee on the value of the information you're providing. If they see its value, not only is that great for our reputation, but it also means that they will take in that information and not have so many repeat questions for you. It helps manage the assignee's first few weeks, and it helps you manage the process of support.
Okay, Liz, with our relocation guide, the guide is actually divided up into 5 sections for your ease, and basically these 5 sections are going to cover government, transportation, finance, insurance, medical, housing, and basically general information and personalised information that we have for you. I'm going to use the Social Security now to start off with, section 1. When you're looking at the guide, it's been formatted in such a way that everything in the blue square is actually critical information to you. Anything that you'll see as an overview is actually just embellishing that information in the blue box, and then we'll have additional addresses and so forth that would be useful to you if you need to go back on your own.
So the entire guide is set up like this?
Yes.
Okay.
As you go through the guide, you see the blue boxes. These are the areas when you're short of time and just want to know the facts, you're going to find them in the blue box. You want to enlarge on those facts, the information will be in the overview, and additional information is on that page. Okay, the Social Security is going to be one of the most important things that we actually are assisting you with. In here you'll see listed the documents that you're going to need for the Social Security visit. But before we go over this, I want to explain to you that we wait 14 days before we take you to Social Security. And the reason for that is when you arrive in the country, your information that's on your I-94 will be processed by US Customs and Immigration. That same information and computer system is used by Social Security to verify that you're eligible for a work authorization. Okay. We know from experience this takes on average 14 days for you to be verified. So when the time comes that I will collect you to take you for Social Security, the documents that you'll need to take will be the completed Social Security form, which you're going to find in the back of the folder, and it's right here.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then you'll also need your passport and your I-94. those are the three main documents. If you have a birth certificate available, we suggest you bring that along with you.
Okay.
So I can set up your appointment right now while we start here. When would be a convenient time? You arrived on the 1st, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's arrange to take you on the 15th.
Okay.
Where would you like me to collect you from?
My penthouse.
Your penthouse, okay. I'll collect you from the penthouse. We'll come by probably around 8:30. We'll get an early start to the morning.
Okay. So I'm going to bring my copies of all of these forms?
Actually, not your copies. We need the originals of all of these forms.
Oh, okay.
All right, and I would recommend that you block the morning for this. Hopefully we can get it done in 2 to 3 hours, but we do recommend that you
Half
put
a day
half
to
a
be
day,
there?
set half a day aside, and hopefully we won't need to take that.
Okay.
Now, once you've gone to Social Security and we've applied and you're verified in the system, it can take up to about 2 weeks for you to receive your Social Security card in the mail.
Okay.
Okay, now you can return the next day and get a printout of your number, but do be sure to take with you the receipt that they give you at the time of application.
I see.
All right, and that's going to help you for opening bank accounts and anything that you might need your Social Security number for.
All right.
All right, so we'll just move quickly through this section. I'll explain to you, and then you can read when you have more time what it is about. You're going to have some Social Security information for non-citizens, just some fast facts at your fingertips. Should your spouse require employment, there's information for them to refer to what they'll need for that. I've got the list of Social Security office locations, depending on where your penthouse is. Where I'll be picking you up from is which office I'm going to take you to. Now, Social Security identity theft, or rather identity theft.
Yeah, this is scary. This is a scary business here. What is
well,
that?
It's just something that you need to be aware of. And in an effort to avoid that, I would suggest you don't carry your Social Security card nor your green card. Be careful about who you give your Social Security information to,
Okay.
and I would only give it where absolutely necessary. But in the unlikely event that it should happen, there's just some information here for you how to go about correcting that. Now, these are frequently asked questions, pretty much all the questions that anyone has ever asked us, and I think anything you might need to know will be in this list of questions. However, if there's anything here that is not covered that you need to know, don't hesitate to call at any time and we can help you with that.
Okay.
Lastly in this section is the Texas ID card. This is for somebody who doesn't want to take their driver's license but needs some kind of a state ID. And this will take care of that. So I don't know if you're intending to get your driver's license or not, but if you're not, I would highly recommend that you get an ID card instead of having to carry your passport on you at all times.
All right.
As you'll have seen in the relocation meeting video, it's not looking at reading the guide verbatim when you're going through it with the assignees. You're looking at pulling out the key information and providing them counsel on that. You don't need to sit and read each word on each of those pages. It's also important to read the assignee. So if the assignee is looking frustrated, if the assignee is looking to move faster through that guide process, you need to read that and act accordingly. Not all assignees are easy, as you're just about to see.
Okay, Liz, so in 14 days we can go ahead and schedule your Social Security visit.
Oh, okay. 14 days. It's too long for me to wait for my Social Security visit. I want to go ahead and get my card now.
Is there an actual reason why you need to go straight away?
Well, I've heard that I need that Social Security number to register my kids for school.
Actually, you really don't need a Social Security number to to register your children in the school. It may ask for one, but that actually doesn't mean you need to provide one. So for school, you're okay. You really don't need a Social Security
Well, I've also
number.
heard that I need the card to go to buy a car.
Depending on how you want to finance that car, if you're going to be paying cash, or if you're going to go through Auto Source or Expat Ride, actually you won't need a Social Security number to
You know what?
possession
2
of the
weeks
card.
is just outrageous. I'm going to go ahead and get my go to the place right now tomorrow.
Okay. While we do recommend waiting that amount of time. At the end of the day, you know, it is your decision, and we'll be certainly happy to accommodate with whatever your final decision is on
Well, I want to
that.
go tomorrow. I definitely want to go tomorrow.
All right, well, if you want to go tomorrow, understanding what we've just discussed, that's absolutely fine, and we'll arrange 8:30 from the penthouse.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, great. I'll get that address from you. Establishing and building your credit score in the US can be a little different, Liz, to anything else that you may have experienced in other countries. It does require some patience in order for the system to appreciate that you're not a risk and that you are paying your bills in a timely fashion. This is what takes the time and why it will require some patience on your part.
Well, I don't have any debt, so I don't think I have anything to worry about.
Well, while not having any debt personally I think is a great thing, it means the system has no record of your ability to pay a bill on time. And so
Wait, so you're telling me that having no debt is a bad thing?
no, personally I think having no debt is a good thing. However, the system will not have any records to show that you are paying off bills on time. Now this can be rectified by being patient and opening a few accounts, not too many because that can be detrimental as well, but
Okay.
paying off your bills in a timely fashion and just unfortunately taking the time that it requires to build up that credit history.
Okay.
Okay, Liz, we've got the guide now that I'd like to take some time and go through the different sections with you.
This is a pretty big binder. I don't have the time for this. Oh no.
Well, you know what, that's fine. I understand that at the moment you have an awful lot going on and your time is limited. What I can do is just quickly go through the points of interest. We can make your social security appointment, and then what we can do, I can just basically go ahead and give you the guide now. I would recommend that you read through the sections when you do have time. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And what I'll do is I'll just follow up in a couple of days just to make sure that everything is clear for you. How does that work for you?
Oh, that's much better.
Okay, great.
You know what, Sean, I appreciate you dropping this off, but I gotta tell you, I have relocated all over the world. I've lived in dozens of places. I really don't see why I need this.
And I can certainly appreciate that because I've lived in lots of different countries as well. The one thing I would like to bring to your attention, though, and as you well know from living in other countries, every country is slightly different. There are different systems. What we've done here, we've just provided points of interest that we feel will help smooth the process and just familiarise yourself with the differences in this location of wherever else you've been.
If an assignee does become frustrated during a meeting or asks those questions or wants to go against the protocol that you've been trained to provide, just remain empathetic to them. We understand that they're going through a stressful situation in the relocation. We want to depersonalise you from feeling any frustration of your own when you're in a meeting with an assignee that may be a little bit tetchy with you. Giving them what they want if necessary, as in the example of Sean giving the social security visit earlier than we would advise, is sometimes what we need to do. If that is the case, just make sure you update us via the status updates so that if we are stepping outside of protocol, we can be aware of that and let the IAC know within the client. Sometimes assignees don't even want to meet with us. They don't have the time, they don't have the inclination, and if that is the case, what we need to make sure is that we deliver the guide to them. We can either do that via mail or you can personally deliver it so that they do still have that resource. Again, documenting that for us will help us.